Hey everybody, this is JDGaming back after a month-long vacation, feeling energized and ecstatic to bring you some amazing content, starting with this really cool overview of all the stuff that I was able to pick up overseas from the Korean OCG. But before I do that, I want to make a very quick announcement. I did a contest, of course, a month before I went off on vacation, and winners got a free battle pack every week. But one of you apparently didn't, because I got this mail returned to me. It has my dorm address on it, so I assume it's going to be from the very beginning of May. But essentially, if you didn't get your prize and you live in Houston, Texas, please send me a message so that I can get this to you right away. So now that that's out of the way, I must preface the rest of this video by saying none of this stuff is for trade or sale. Sometimes you just gotta treat yourself, that's how it is, and I had to do this for myself. I will say, though, I did thoroughly enjoy it, so thanks to all of you guys who are concerned, but I decided this would be pretty cool to share with you guys anyway, so I'm going to post a video about it right here. So first off, we have the Synchron Extreme Structure Deck. Overall, the box is what you'd expect. Some of the new cards from the set featured monsters here and the mat, as well as the deck list on the back, broken up into the different types of cards. But you could see here, the box itself is more like a starter deck here in the TCG, where we have the card window in the front. So I just thought that was a little neat difference there. In terms of the actual contents, we have a Korean version of the rulebook. Overall, very similar format, because of course it's just another adaptation of the same game. I don't think they do cumulative versions though, because it says like third version 1.0 as opposed to version 9.0 here in the TCG. Inside though, we have the rest of the stuff. Here's a little leaflet thing we get that has a deck list and how you play this deck. So basically, level 5 Synchro Spam, go for Big Daddy, get an extra guy for free because that's what he does. When he leaves the field, anyway. And then on the back, of course, tons of product placement here. You have some really cool OCG sets here. Like this is called The Secrets of Evolution instead of The Secrets of Eternity. So a rename on one of the cards. I'm moving that thing out of the glare. This is the Secret Forces, but in Korean. We have the Extra Pack series, which is basically how all of the TCG exclusives or world premiere cards go over into Asia, and then some other cards like the Duelist Genesis or other sets, Duelist Genesis, Duelist Pack Yusei, things you'd expect to see in a little advertisement thing that talks about all the cards you can get. And of course, no deck would be complete without a paper mat. So you get your awesome mat with the design containing Jet Warrior, Stardust Warrior, Junk Warrior, and the new XL Synchron. So all these things here, plus the cards I'm about to show you, came in that little box for $6.60 approximately. And considering the cheapest, I typically find decks here on like online shops is $7. I'd say that's a great deal. Like retail price for these things are supposed to be $9, $10 in the TCG, so I really was happy to find that for a little discounted price. I think it's just prices of these cards in the OCG are just overall way cheaper. But anyway, here is the deck itself. I'm not going to go over any of the cards in detail right now, because I'm going to do that when the English version comes out, and I just don't want to eat all your guys' time. So if you want to see the cards, go look up the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia, look up the Synchron Extreme Structure Deck, and you can kind of see the translations for all these cards. But I'm just going to go through this as fast as I can, noting a few things. So here we have our Stardust Warrior Boss Monster card. You'll notice it's an ultra rare, but it has all these little speckle patterns on it. That's because in the OCG starter decks, all of the cards that are printed for the first time are given this extra special parallel foil on top, kind of like a dual terminal card. So there is our Stardust Warrior. Here we have Jet Synchron is a new card, which uses the new Jet Warrior. XL Synchron's the new Synchro Tuner monster, again at level 5. And then, of course, Junk Warrior with the errata that states you only get the attack points from your own monster cards. From there, we have the main deck itself. We have a Jet Synchron is a new card, so it also gets the speckle treatment. We have Rush Warrior and Synchron Carrier. Then we have just some extra cards. Here is Junk Warrior, or Junk Synchron, which is the only double in this deck. We have Quick Synchron, which of course in the TCG is the beloved Quick Draw Synchron. Drill Synchron, Turbo Synchron, Unknown Synchron, Fleur Synchron, which actually was a reprint in both TCG and OCG. This thing lets you go for Chevalier de Fleur and was an exclusive promo card, I believe, in like one of the PSP games or something. So not a very widely known card, but it's there because it's a level 2 machine Synchron tuner. We have Synchron Explorer, Sonic Warrior, or rather Speed Warrior. Sonic Warrior is this lesser known variant. I believe it's already out in the TCG, but it's just so unused, no one knew about it. We have Doppel Warrior, which is a cool print for this deck. Quillbolt Hedgehog, Tuning Supporter, which is just tuning wear in the TCG. We have Swift Scarecrow, Level Stealer, or Level Eater. Effect Veiler, amazing reprint for a deck in the TCG. Who knows if we'll get this or not. It might be like the Max C we never got in the Blue Eyes structure deck, but you know, we can keep our fingers crossed. Gen X Neutron, a Gen X Birdman, or Gen X Ally Birdman. We have Zombie Carrier, or Plague Spreader Zombie. White Dragon Wyverburster, and Black Dragon Collapse Serpent to wrap up the deck. And as you can see here, if they keep the same list, you want multiples of this starter so you can actually play multiples of these guys. I just tried playing this deck as is out of the box, and it was so hard to get those two monsters off. Then we have some new cards right here, 3 new spells. Here is Scrap Fist, which basically, as you can see in the artwork there, Junk Warrior is going in for an all-out attack, and that's basically what this card does. Your monster is going to kill your opponent's card, do a crap ton of damage, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Here's a fan service card from the anime. It's not the most competitive thing, because I don't think they worded it as they should. It basically lets you Excel Synchro Summon. During your opponent's turn, take a Synchro Tuner monster and a Synchro non-tuner monster you control, perform a Synchro Summon with those, and yeah, you could just go and not summon your Shooting Quasar, because that requires 2 non-tuner Synchros. But regardless, it's a cool card nonetheless. Features Yusei and his Golden Runner as he was in the anime when he summoned that Shooting Quasar. So fun little card for collectors. And then Starlight Junction's the new field spell that gives you a bunch of flexibility in Synchro Summoning, as well as rewarding you for whenever you make the Excel Synchro Summon during your opponent's turn, with Formula Synchron or Excel Synchron. Some more reprints here. We have Tuning, Reinforcement of the Army, which is limited in the OCG, Warrior Returning Alive, Dark Eruption, 1-for-1, Night Shot, or Night Beam in the TCG, which would have been an amazing reprint for the TCG. The Limited Pot of Avarice, things somehow not even banned in the OCG. So, you know, there's what it is. And then we have Scrap Iron Statue. This thing basically lets you get rid of your opponent's face-up spell or trap that activates its effect, and then you set it back, and then if it hits the grave, you revive a junk monster. So, interesting applications there. We have a Scrap Iron Scarecrow. I don't remember what this thing is called in the TCG. Something about a limit breaking, but it's called Limit Breaker in OCG. It's the thing where if it goes to the grave, you summon your Speed Warrior. We have Call of the Haunted, Imperial Iron Wall, and of course Solemn Judgment is still limited in the OCG as well. So this is, basically if you take out this Junk Warrior, these are your new cards in this set. We have 10 new cards that are debuting for the very first time, and all of them have the nice new speckle pattern as a result to commemorate their status as new cards. So, you know, for $6-7, I'd say this is an amazing deal. If you live in a country that plays OCG, you know, kudos to you. I kind of like it. I feel like I've been spoiled by this set. I mean, this is just a starter, but it's just amazing, in my opinion. Anyway, up next, we have something a little more familiar for you guys. Here's Primal Origin in the TCG. And here's its OCG counterpart, Primal Origin right here. First thing you can tell is the boxes are different in structure. And basically, if you took the 2 halves of the TCG box and stacked them on each other, you'd end up with the OCG box. Now, personally, I do like the OCG box structure a little more just because it's a lot more stable. When you have the big surfaces on the TCG, the surfaces get pressed really easily and the box just gets beaten up really fast. And I just don't like that about, you know, the TCG boxes. In terms of setting them up for display in a store, in the TCG you do this, and, you know, you stand it up. OCG you do a similar thing. You can kind of see in the reflection there is a perforation. along the front and the sides, and that lets you go rip this up, and then your packs kind of just sit in there like so. I just didn't want to destroy the box, wanted to preserve it. So alternatively, you can just open the top as well. In terms of the packs, you get 24 9-card packs in the TCG with 1 rare guaranteed. OCG, you get 40 packs, which is a lot more, but you only get 5 cards per pack, so you cut out a bunch of the commons that you don't need in each pack, and you don't have a guarantee for a rare. However, I feel like that guarantee isn't something that's necessary because a lot of the rares we get in the TCG are pointless anyway. The rarity downgrades, if you will, in the OCG make it so that the rares are more valuable anyway, and you tend to get about a rare every pack or two anyway. And I feel overall I had a lot more fun opening the OCG packs. I mean, from an opener standpoint, would you rather open 24 packs or 40? Like 40 just sounds like a better time because it gives you more chances to pull all those awesome cards and get those, wildly awesome random chance pulls. I just liked that experience more. Here are some of the pack wrappers themselves, and you can see the wrappers are really hard to open. Like, I'm tearing at this thing. I can't rip it open. Some people swear by scissors, but I just didn't want to damage them. So what I did was I actually lifted up this flap and ripped the spine on all these. Got the cards out. It gets a little tedious over time, but at the same time, you're opening 40 of these. It's fun to open these things, man. That's why we open these things, right? We live for this. It's fun. More chances, again, makes it just so worth it from the opener's perspective. Now here are all the cards again, 40 packs of 5 each, so you get about 200 cards total. I mean, that's a lot of them right there. About how much we get in the TCG anyway. Now, one thing I'd like to mention is, right here you will see, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh logo in Korean. Above it, it says Yu-Gi-Oh in English and official card game under it in Korean, or in English. And that's one of the reasons why we are not allowed to play OCG cards in TCG. The reason is the backings are different, and by tournament policy, we don't have a rule that says you must play with sleeves. Therefore, if the backs are printed with different markings, they're essentially marked cards. You know where they are in your deck. Therefore, they are not allowed. I'm guessing originally the intention was they just wanted to control the various markets, and they just wanted to make the backs differently in order to support those different markets. But it doesn't change the fact that now that they are different, we can't use them together, which is unfortunate. But here are some of the highlights. Like, these are just the highlights from this set. And this is all one box again. Like, there's a Stardust Dragon in here that I just got for fun. Somewhere else, like, I got this at my locals last year just from someone who wanted to trade. I just thought I'd show it because it's something cool I would want to throw into my starter deck, and it's still Korean. Plus, Stardust Dragon's artwork is just really neat. If I could focus on that, there we go. But yeah, the rest of this stuff, this is all Primal Origin one box. So I'm just gonna go through the highlights here. We have a Moral Tech, limited to 1 anyway, and I pulled the 1 rare, not a super in the OCG. We have 2 Beagle Attacks. I only got 2 here because I got more, but I didn't want to run more because I didn't have enough Ignitions and Sanctums. Oh my, only 2 Ignitions and Sanctums. What am I going to do with this incomplete engine? Well, seriously, this is amazing. Like, these were like $30, $40 Ultras and then $10 Ultras in the TCG back before artifacts got hit. Like, this is what I love about Konami in the OCG. It seems they want to give the rare cards, or the lower rarities, to the better cards so that the players can actually branch out, try different decks, and, experiment a little bit more with their cards instead of going and, making tons of money for forcing people to basically get the expensive cards and driving their prices up on the secondary market. Again, one box, you get an entire artifact engine, you can splash into anything. Like, that's throwing players a bone, in my opinion. Here we have 2 Majesty's Fiends. The rare is not secrets. Bujin Hirume is a super, I think it's an Ultra in TCG, I don't quite remember, but, super's decent, is a rarity. We have a rare Dionea, which is exactly what it is in the TCG, but, it's just a card I liked, so I thought it was pretty cool to pull the 1 of it. And then this Forbidden Scriptures is actually a secret in the TCG. In my opinion, I like the super better because it fits the flow of all the other super forbidden cards we've gotten, and you can actually see the Solemn Judgment guy in the background about to punish the lady for stealing the book. Shouldn't have done that. Here are some cards that are now beyond the 80-card core set. So the OCG has 80 cards in all of its core sets, and then everything with a number above 80 is OCG exclusive. It's only in Asia until they release it through another set outside of the territories. So here are, for instance, our earth-shattering events. These were secret rares in the World Superstars in the TCG. Or we have Gorilla Kite, Watt Psychic Fighter, and Ghost Trick Break, which are, of course, super rare promos in our World Superstars set that we got not so long ago. So that's basically what happens. Some of the cards end up coming to the TCG a lot later than we would like, and that's unfortunately what's happening to some of the new Cyber Dragon support that was announced in the OCG. Something to keep these games a little different and a little more interesting, but, you know, unfortunate marketing scheme. We have some more cards that were super rares in the TCG, so these are commons in the OCG. And here's some Sylvan cards, you know, Sylvan players, oh my gosh, these were all ultras in the TCG, but they're rares here, so rares and commons. So if you want to play proxies, I mean, these are fine proxies, because they still have this, the same quality overall. I'd say they're slightly better in quality, actually. And yeah, they still have all the same artwork and everything. But it's not all bad. Sometimes cards do get lower in rarity. Like here, this is a super rare Artifact Caduceus. This is a secret rare, or not secret, this is a rare, normal rare in TCG. So it actually went down. So again, depends on what Konami of America thinks about their own cards as opposed to Konami of Japan or Korea. Phonon Pulse Dragon's another card that looks awesome as a super rare, not just a normal rare. And then we have a playset of Ghost Trick Succubus, not Succubus as they are known in the TCG. Then a gorgeous prismatic secret rare Artifact Durandal. Secret rares actually do look like this in the OCG. They don't have the parallel, like the diagonal marks. They actually have the hashtags, number signs, pound signs, sharp signs, whatever you like to call them. And then I actually have an ultra and secret rare version of the number C107. That's two secrets. Ultra. Here's another ultra. Number 102. I think this is a Seraph guy, but not a Star Seraph. Don't exactly remember his name. But yeah, that's two secrets, two ultras, a bunch of supers, and then a bunch of great rares as you've seen, and probably the best rare in this set, a single copy of Elder Entity Norden. Lots of people are clamoring for this. I mean, like you guys know, this was the Korean exclusive that basically made people realize, oh, there's a Korean OCG? Well, you never knew. And then it came to Japan's OCG, and now we're going to get it in the Mega Pack 2015. Can't wait for that. But in the meantime, I guess this is just the best little souvenir I have from my trip that I can use as a little proxy until Norden does come out to the TCG. So thanks, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is everything I basically pulled in a box and then a structure deck. Let me know what you think of the OCG and the differences down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.